swear Richard in, I didn't have the actual oath to swear him in. So that was the giggling you heard. We said a prayer instead, so it all worked out well. Again, so happy to be here in Missouri. Richard, come on up with us, our new Undersecretary, Governor Kehoe. Come on up. Y'all heard the speech, I'm assuming, so I'm not going to hit those high points because I know we only have a few minutes and I really want to make sure that you all have a chance to answer the questions. But just a couple of top lines. Number one, our farm economy is in a very challenging time right now. Our row croppers especially are hurting. There's a lot of conversation around that. Certainly the President's Liberation Day that he mentioned earlier this year and realigning the American economy around American products, top of the list, American agriculture. We knew there would be a time of uncertainty, and that's the moment that we're in right now. But I have to say that after 4 years of unbelievable increases in input costs, and I went through them all in there, 36% fertilizer, 73% interest rates, 25% fuel, seeds, tractors, labor, 47%, combined with, married to the fact there were no new trade deals in the last administration, and we went to a massive trade deficit after a surplus under Trump 1, that this is where we find ourselves today. USDA continues to review the data and the market every single day. We are not ready to announce a payment plan yet to fend off, I'm sure, some of your questions, but we are very close to understanding and knowing and announcing what we will do currently. Again, I had a couple of big announcements in there. We can talk about those too. I want to let Governor Kehoe, if he has a couple of thoughts he wants to say. I'm so glad he's here. His commitment, he's a farmer to this industry, is unparalleled across all of your other governors. We love them all. They're all great for agriculture, but you get this more than anyone else, and we're so grateful for your leadership.
Well, on behalf of the state of Missouri, we're super happy to have Secretary Rollins back in Missouri
Number
again.
3, yes.
Thank you so much, and we're incredibly proud of Richard. He has been Secretary Guest. There was, I don't know, Richard, thousands, maybe 50, 60 people in that room next door, and the Secretary said, I bet you know them all, and you know what? He knows every one of them, because that's what he's been involved. I know Chris and I sat there as the Secretary walked through those percentages of increases. We're shaking both our heads. Richard's shaking our heads. All three of us are production farmers. And all of the fertilizer prices, the fuel prices, the equipment prices, all of the things the Secretary walked through, this administration has faced, is something that the three of us have personally experienced on our family farms. And we're just a representation of 87,000 other Missouri family farmers. We're number 2 in the United States at family-owned farms. Out of our 12 largest commodities, we're in the top 10 of every one of those commodities, from cattle to corn to soybeans to cotton, you name it. And so we really are somebody that understands what it means to feed and clothe the world. I've talked to the President personally about Missouri's agriculture impact on our country and on the globe. But what's really good to know is that we have somebody who's an incredible champion that understands it, and I don't need to tell him every day because Brooke is telling him every day, and now we have Richard representing the state of Missouri. So I speak on behalf of Chris Chin and I, who's one of the best, if not the best, ag directors in the United States. I'm sorry to tell you that. You got Texas beat, by the way. We're grateful that we're having this much focus on the challenges Missouri farm families are facing, and we look forward to working very closely with you on the remedies it takes to bring our family farms back into the greatness that we know they are. So thank you so much,
said, Governor.
Thank
Well
you.
said. Thank you.
You bet.
Richard, this is your day too. Any quick thoughts for the team, and then I'll open it up for questions.
Sure. Well, thank you, Secretary Rollins. I think the Secretary laid out, kind of what we have in front of us from an agriculture economic perspective. As the Governor indicated, I am a farmer. I didn't realize the costs, the percentage increases were that dramatic. But it is. It's a situation in the row crop side of agriculture across this country where inputs are surpassing revenue. I mean, that's just where we are, and that is not sustainable. And so, we've got a lot of work to do. Secretary Rollins, the day she was confirmed, hit the ground running, and I don't know, that's been months ago, right? But and her team that have been there certainly have been doing some great things. I'm anxious to get started to be a part of the team, just a tiny little part of the team. As the Undersecretary for Farm Production and Conservation. But it is a great day. It's a great day for the Fordyce family. It's a great day for Missouri, and we're gonna get out and get to work tomorrow.
Awesome. Thank you, Richard. Well said. So grateful. All right, we'll take some questions.
Let's kick it off with Janet.
Janet?
You have a question?
Actually, no, I don't.
Okay.
Well, they're yours.
Secretary, can you give some sort of update of where you think trade discussions are going with China, which is really the big focus for the soybean growers, the
Sure is.
sorghum growers, and others?
I am, as I mentioned up from the stage, am constantly speaking with Secretary Bessent and Secretary Lutnick and even the President about this, and have been for a couple of months. Obviously, there are significant dynamics and nuances at play with those discussions, and my commitment is I will obviously never second guess President Trump, his leadership. I've been next to him almost 10 years now, but what I will do is ensure that those that are negotiating, and they do fully understand some of the consequences of, especially to our soybean growers, with zero purchase orders right now and a very robust historical crop. But it goes to the most, the bigger question, the longer term vision, and that is we have to get these markets open. We have to stop relying on one country perhaps as our largest buyer, and that's a country that isn't aligned with our values. And again, while bumpy and uncertain and unconventional in American history, perhaps even back to Alexander Hamilton when he wrote his first treatise on tariffs, that this is what we're moving the country and the economy back to. And as we see success after success, not aside from China, that we are moving in that direction.
Let's go to Anna with Kansas Reflector.
Anna.
Hi, Secretary. You mentioned during your speech the purchase of, I think it was 417 metric tons of commodities. What kinds of commodities is the federal government thinking, and how will it impact not only those being purchased from, but as well as consumers?
Well, it doesn't change the game completely, but it is a signal of the government and our purchasing power and the importance of ensuring we're moving our row crops out across the world. So that will be very beneficial to corn, to soybean, to wheat. Some sorghum will be in there too. And we really look forward to continuing the partnership. I'm sure some of you have the larger question. Obviously this administration took the vote of the American people and the promise that we made to the American people back in November of ensuring that every taxpayer dollar was spent wisely. There has been years of corruption and overspending, and the amount that taxpayers were spending on overhead for some of these larger programs. Really, the president sent a directive, and we made some big changes in some of those. But the programs that are there and that we are working with have made a new and renewed commitment to ensuring that the dollars that are spent, the crops that are purchased, that the overhead is low, and that we're actually moving our commodities out into the world under these purchase agreements. So there should be more to come soon.
Last question to Phil.
Yes, a couple of questions on the possibility of a shutdown, government shutdown starting next week. Have you developed your RIF plan, and if so, what agencies and programs will be most affected by that? Second, on the reorganization, the comment period closes next week as well. How soon will you be moving forward with that reorganization?
On the first question, on the government shutdown, we are fully prepared for that. This obviously happened a couple times in Trump 1. The good news is that while I was not at USDA in Trump 1, I was over in the West Wing, that most of these wonderful people who are on my team now were on Secretary Perdue's team, and so have lived through this, and that's extremely helpful. I believe sincerely that the incredible and important programs, especially that help our farmers, that those will continue, that those shouldn't be affected by the shutdown, but we're still working out all of the details. As far as the USDA reorganization plan, moving into 5 key areas of the country: Salt Lake City, Colorado Springs, Raleigh, North Carolina, Indianapolis, Indiana, and then of course right here in Kansas City, Missouri. Those plans are ongoing. We've received a lot of comment, both through the portal and through lots of concern on the Hill from both Republicans and Democrats. We, as I mentioned, remain resolute that we have to move out from Washington. We've got to move closer to our constituents, which mainly are farmers and ranchers, but we have the Forest Service too. So firefighters, we have the SNAP program and the WIC program, so there's some nutrition programs, but moving the bulk of those teams out into the country, we believe will be a game changer for those programs, and we believe will ensure that, again, the taxpayer dollars are being spent wisely and that we're doing everything that we promised to do. So comment closes Tuesday, I believe. We've already begun reviewing all of those comments. We likely will, we'll tweak some plans. Right now, we have no plan to change the 5 hubs, though. We spent 6 months researching that, and we feel very confident in those 5.
Thanks all.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Great to be here. Thank you.